1.2. The doctor counted the red blood cells in many small squares. The mean number of red blood cells per small square was 7. The original blood sample was diluted by a factor of 200 times. Calculate the number of red blood cells per millimetre cubed in the original blood sample and give your answer in standard form. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take into account how much volume of blood is going to be in that sample on that slide. So we can take our measurements that were given from our diagram, that we've got a length and a width of 0.05, and then the slide has a depth of 0.1. So we multiply all of those numbers together, our width by height by depth, and that gives us 2.5 times 10 to the minus 4. So we now know what our volume of that slide is. So now we are trying to work out in terms of 1 millimetre cubed. So we do 1 millimetre divided by the volume that we have just worked out of 2.5 times 10 to the minus 4, which gives us 4,000. So we know from what they tell us in the question that there was 7 red blood cells per sample. The mean number of red blood cells per small square was 7. So we take that 7, we say that there are 7 cells per 2.5 times 10 to the minus 4, because that is the volume of each slide, and there were 7 red blood cells in each of those. Then we multiply that by the 4,000 that we've just worked out previously, which gives us 28,000. So now we need to take into account the fact that we have diluted this sample by 200 times. So the sample has been diluted by 200 times, so therefore we do the 28,000 that we've just worked out, and we multiply that by the dilution of 200, which will give us our answer. And then while we've got our answer, we're putting our answer in standard form as they have requested, which we take to 5.6 times 10 to the power 6 red blood cells per 1 centimetre cubed. So looking back at the mark scheme, if you've got 5.6 times 10 to the power 6, then that gets you the 2 marks, but you can get 1 mark for several ways of working it out. If you've used standard form but you've ignored dilution, so you've got 2.8 times 10 to the 4, that would allow 1 mark. If you've got the correct answer but you haven't put it in standard form, that would be 1 mark. Or if you've got 5.6 times 10 to the power 5, because when you've worked out the volume of the slide, you've not taken into account the depth, you've just worked out the area of the slide, this will also get you 1 mark.